Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and we're continuing here in Mellifont Abbey. And again, I apologise for the wind because it is very blowy today. And there you can see that's not the River Boyne, but it's an arbitrary off the River Boyne. And the abbey here at Mellifont was one of the wealthiest and most influential monastic houses in medieval Ireland, and the ruins here are quite substantial. And there's a couple of wee billboards here, as you can see. I'll just show you the pictures and I'll read a wee bit there. It says the west range of the monastery in the 15th century, and then the bottom one says Mellifont in the 17th century, the residence and gardens of the Moore family. Says just at the bottom here, following the dissolution of the monastery in 1539, the property passed to Sir Edward Moore. He converted the West Range into the stables of his new residence, which is this floor. And there's another wee bit of information here, which I'm going to read out to you. It says, the Moore House at Mellifont was the backdrop to the most important political events in Ireland in the 16th and 17th century. It says that Garrett Moore and Edward Moore played an important role in the 9 Years' War, 1594 to 1603. This rebellion against English rule was led by Hugh O'Neill, Earl of Tyrone, a close friend of Garrett Moore. In 1603, Hugh O'Neill came to Mellifont and surrendered to Lord Deputy Mountjoy. Garrett Moore was made Viscount Drogheda in 1621, and his son Charles Moore defended Drogheda in 1641 against the Irish Confederates. The rebels attacked the house of Mellifont, killing most of the occupants and taking £2,000 worth of goods. In 1653, the house and lands were returned to the Moore family, and then it says in 1661, Henry Moore was made Earl of Drogheda. In 1690, the officers of King William's army were accompanied in Mellifont the night. In 1690, the officers of King William's army were accommodated in Mellifont the night before the commencement of the Battle of the Boyne. The property was sold to the Balfours of Townley Hall in 1727, and it was left unoccupied by the Balfour family, and so the house soon fell into ruin. And so there you can see the house. That's the Moore residence with orchards and gardens, 1680. And then there is the Treaty of Mellifont, 1603, was negotiated with the help of Garrett Moore. However, the devastating effects of the war on the people and the ascension of King James I led to O'Neill's departure from Ireland in 1607, it says there. So there you are. So Mellifont Abbey was actually one of the wealthiest, most influential monastic houses in medieval Ireland, as I have just said. And it's situated actually in a lovely valley here on the banks of the River Maddock, which I just showed you, which is a tributary of the River Boyne. And the abbey actually derives its name from the Latin font millis, meaning fountain of honey. And many medieval monasteries founded by continental orders bore Latin names, and Mellifont is the only one that survives as a current place name in Ireland. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And just up the top there, and I'll show you that in the first video, is the gatehouse. So if you check out the first video, you'll see that. Now, St Malachy was Archbishop of Armagh, along with a community of Irish and French monks, and he trained at Clairvaux, in Burgundy. And it was him that founded Mellifont Abbey in 1142 on lands granted by Dona O'Carroll, King of Oriel. It was the first Cistercian monastery established in Ireland, and over 20 other Cistercian houses were founded directly or indirectly from it. One of the wealthiest abbeys in Ireland, with vast holdings of land in the fertile Boyne Valley. And there you can see just up the top there is St Bernard's Old Ruined Church and I've done a wee video on that as well. So the ruins here are absolutely brilliant, aren't they? Fantastic. This is brilliant, isn't it? You could just imagine all the monks sitting around there. Fantastic. Fantastic, isn't it? And this is called the lavabo. So I'll take you through this here, wee tunnel. And as I said, Mellifont was actually dissolved in 1539, and so it passed then into the hands of Edward Moore, and he converted the Abbey buildings into a residence, as you saw in the earlier billboard. And so in 1603 then, following the Irish defeat at the Battle of Kinsale, as I say, Hugh O'Neill, he was the Earl of Tyrone, and he formally submitted to Lord Mountjoy at Mellifont Abbey here, and he signed the Treaty of Mellifont. And so this basically sounded the death knell of Gaelic civilization in Ireland and the chieftains. And so during then the Battle of the Boyne in 1690, King William based his headquarters at Mellifont, and then the house was abandoned and fell into disrepair in the early 1700s. So quite amazing. And I see somebody taking a few photographs there, so we will try and avoid them if we can. I'll just let you see that. It's pretty amazing. So thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and if you enjoy the channel, please like and subscribe. God bless.